Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Yesterday I made a video about the fact that the voice actor who does the voice of Edward Richtofen in the localization of Call of Duty that comes out in Brazil, okay, had announced on Instagram that he had recorded some new voice lines for Edward Richtofen. He was saying it's great to be back, that sort of thing, and very quickly he had all of the information related to Black Ops 3 removed from his post. It was very suspicious, and for a lot of people, in fact, if you go to that previous video and you watch it right now, it's linked in the description down below or on the screen just up there, there's a poll in there, and you can see that it convinced a lot of people that DLC5 is real. But today, I've got some other evidence that is kind of evidence towards DLC5, but also makes me kind of doubtful. So stick around, we're gonna figure out what the hell is going on here, okay? The post yesterday was all well and good, and it seemed very much like this was basically the smoking gun that we've all been waiting for, that DLC5 is really happening. But there was one thing from yesterday that I need to clear up. In the tags for this post, the guy had written announcer, and so a lot of people were saying, what if this is just a multiplayer sort of voice pack, similar to how they've done things like Method Man in Infinite Warfare? In this context, announcer is just referring to the fact that he's doing voice acting. That's specifically what this means. It's like a colloquial term, so you look at the word announcer in this context with this guy who's going to be, like, speaking Portuguese and stuff. He is using the word announcer there to refer to voice acting. So it's not going to be like some multiplayer overlay type thing, or a multiplayer specialist, which I thought was a hilarious suggestion. Richtofen dying over and over again in multiplayer would just be so hilarious. He'd start screaming. But it doesn't appear to be that, okay? Now let's get on to the new evidence from today. A chap called, let me check his name, Gabriel Berserto, has posted on Facebook and on Twitter about the fact that he has recorded new dialogue for Richtofen in upcoming DLC. Now, if this doesn't sound like a smoking gun, I don't know what does, because this is, like I said yesterday, basically someone not only saying, I'm recording new dialogue, but this time he's saying, I'm recording new dialogue for DLC that's coming up. Like, it's really pushing in that direction of DLC5 confirmed. But, his post is gone on Facebook. I caught it while it was still there. It's now gone. He tweeted about it as well. The image that he attached to the tweet was a picture of Richtofen's head from Black Ops 3. That got copyright struck, and then the post got removed as far as I'm aware. So these things are clearly popping up and then disappearing. But what I want to sort of get at here is the fact that it seems really dumb that suddenly all the voice actors would break their embargoes and tell people DLC5 was happening. Something about the fact that the guy did it yesterday, this guy has done it today, and there's even videos of them recording actual dialogue. They recorded themselves on their phones. To me, that's just too obvious. It's too obvious a confirmation. Surely something as blatant as that would not slip through the cracks and end up going public if it were real. Because these guys are going to lose their jobs. Surely they can't expect this sort of groundbreaking news to be something that Activision is happy with. And yet, there are two of them doing it. There's even photos of a bunch of other voice actors together who all do different voices from Black Ops 3. And I'm just sort of left wondering where the logic is here. Like, seriously, it's a shame in a way, in my opinion, because as much as the DLC kind of question, the DLC5, is it coming, is it not coming question, has been fun over the last few months, I kind of have been hoping that if it does happen, it happens on Treyarch's terms. I've kind of been hoping that the fact that they're doing this DLC would mean that they get to reveal it in some kind of spectacular way, and we don't have to really worry about all the sort of leaky stuff. I kind of prefer when Treyarch get to do things themselves, and so if this is all real, if this strange series of voice actors leaking things is a trend that we can trust, then I feel like it kind of sucks. Like, I kind of wish that this could have been something that Treyarch did with some crazy announcement with Jason Blundell going on about how Last year, we took fans on a journey, and this year, we're taking them to their final destination, or like something like that would just be so epic if he did something along those lines. In fact, if you remember when we got the first Nikolai memory segment trailer from last year, yo, hold on, that was the year before last. Time has flown, man. That is actually scary. That thing came out in December of 2015. We're in 2017 now. Yikes. When that video came out, he did a special thing for that very video where he was like, this is a treat for the fans as we go into our sort of DLC season and stuff, and he was sitting down looking very serious in a room facing the camera. Something like that again would have been cool, but I reckon this is a DLC pack, not just a trailer. They would have gone miles further than that. But now that this is all sort of coming through the woodwork, maybe it's going to change their plans? Maybe it's going to mean that it's slightly less hype than it otherwise would have been? To be honest, personally, I am still not actually convinced. Yesterday, I was like, yo, I kind of have to believe this. Like, this is about as real as it gets. But today, just seeing the fact that this guy has seen the stuff that the Brazilian dude did, and then done his own version of it, and leaked the damn map pack, and then deleted the posts, it just feels wrong. Like, I just can't get behind it anymore, because this guy is an idiot, if it's real. He's an absolute idiot. He's a buffoon. But, I mean, it's also, on the flip side, something that is hard to deny, that he's recording the voice in the booth. He does the voice. So what the hell? It's just weird, man. It's really, really weird. And right now, my stance is as follows. You guys voted in that poll in the previous video that I linked in the description, like I've said. My stance for this is currently as follows. I am purposefully forcing myself into a position of disbelief, okay? And that sounds quite extreme, but let me explain. With Revelations, there was a stupid amount of hype. Stupidly large amount of hype, okay? And people were screaming about Super Easter egg, etc. And again, I tried to kind of keep myself away from it and keep myself grounded. But then, just from the sheer volume of Reddit posts, etc., and the things in my mentions as well, my mentions were going crazy, I decided that I kind of had to join that bandwagon a little bit, just so I could cover the info. And then in covering the info, I started getting excited about the possibility of things like a Super Easter egg or an extra cutscene, etc. And then I had to do that whole series of debunking it all and the secret video cutscene that was in the files that I debunked. Man, it was really a roller coaster, and I bought into the hype when I was planning not to in the first place, and it only came around to bite the community in the butt, I feel like. This time around, I'm just trying to sort of stay zen, like I said yesterday. I'm trying to sort of keep some modicum of non-craziness in my brain right now so that I can live my damn life without constantly obsessing over the idea of a DLC5 being confirmed. Like, I'm just putting myself into a state of disbelief, and if it happens, and if it's officially announced, I will lose my mind. I will absolutely lose my mind. Like, holy smokes, it would be so amazing. Now, one thing I do want to mention just before I wrap this up is that if they're recording new dialogue, does this mean that this is a new map? Or does this mean that this is a really kind of deeply remade version of old maps? So, there's videos floating around right now of this guy supposedly doing quotes from Moon. So maybe it's going to be like a Moon remake of some kind. But I don't know, if they do remake something, would they go to the extent of the Giant and, like, completely re-envision the map and give it a new story entirely? Or would they go the route of Black Ops 1 and just do, like, an HD remake? I don't really know. That's going to be the question that I leave you guys with at the end of this video, so leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. To wrap this video up, I thought I would do something a little different. By the way, actually, if you've enjoyed the video, then leave a like. That would be fantastic. And, yeah. Alexa, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I hope you are too.
Okay, so... Alexa, is DLC5 confirmed?
Lol, you are not going to get me that easily.
Okay. Alexa, thank you for the conversation.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you for the conversation.
No worries.
P, S, D, L, C, 5 confirmed.